As Israel faces challenges abroad with the International Court of Justice, as well as at home, the Israeli government has been discussing what the day after will look like, both in Gaza and in Israel. Multiple Israeli officials have proposed solutions to the pressing challenges of governance in Gaza, but no formal plan has been adopted as of yet. Here to speak with us about the day after in Gaza, as well as the current situation in Israel, is Stella Weinstein, CEO and owner of Airstrategies Limited. Stella, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I must say that I'm really thrilled to be here. The opportunity to speak to Jewish people abroad is very important to me.
Well, we're glad to have you here. Just to get things started, we know that there's a hearing in the International Court of Justice. What impact, if any, could this have on Israel's ability to carry out its objectives in this war, as well as the general economy within the state of Israel beyond just the war?
I have to tell you that in my point of view, this is a modern Dreyfus trial. It's an anti-Semitic decision to even have this hearing. And you know, just yesterday, a woman in Iran was beaten to death. One was beaten to death, one almost to death, but no one puts Iran on trial for crimes against humanity. So in my point of view, we shouldn't go to that trial and send our representative there, because even in being there, we are giving legitimacy and we are actually giving them the validation to put us on trial, and therefore we will have to make their decisions, and we cannot do that. We just cannot do that because, you know, they have no validation, they are meaningless, and that's the way that the ministers in the Cabinet of War should react to this kind of modern Dreyfus trial.
You know, you bring up an interesting point about the hypocrisy. We see what's going on in Sudan right now, and almost no one is speaking about it. And it's mass slaughter of, in fact, many Muslims there in the civil war.
In Ethiopia, just last month, hundreds of Christians were killed, and
right.
no one speaking about that. It's an hypocrisy, and you know we should not play with that game at all.
Mm-hmm. Now, there have been a number of ideas thrown around about the solutions in Gaza. I'm wondering if you have an opinion on what a possible solution to governance in Gaza, what would that look like in your take?
You see, I have a solution which, in my point of view, is the only solution to peace in the Middle East. But it will be, from the first hearing, would look like very extremal, but it's an voluntarily immigration from Gaza. It has been taken in Ukraine, in Russia, in former Yugoslavia. It has been in Cyprus and in many places around the world. But somehow, only in Gaza, it's forbidden. These poor people, and I do believe that some of them, not many, a few of them, are non-invulnerable,
combatants, civilians.
So yes, right? They're just civilians who won't live peacefully with their kids. There are not too much of them, very few of them, and they do deserve to leave Gaza and live peacefully somewhere around the world. They are begging to have this opportunity, and this is the only democratic. You know what? Even give them the democratical way to choose that. Give them that opportunity. This is the humanity things to do, and why we are always representing that as a kind of transfer. When almost 5 people left Ukraine, did we call that transfer? No, we call that humanitarian immigration, and we give them the opportunity to live their life in some other places. Mm-hmm. I'm a daughter to immigration from Russia, and my parents have the ability to choose for me a different life, a different place, to live a better life. Why the world and UNRWA refuses to give that opportunity to Gaza? And I tell you why. Because UNRWA with Hamas enriches themselves on the back of these poor people. They're keeping them as refugees for decades for one reason and all: to beg for money from people, to take donation from all around the world, only to make some more war and terror.
And of course, pad the pockets of some of the Palestinian leaders.
And some of the UNRWA very corrupt organizations also.
You know, we saw today that there was a report of 3,000 UNRWA teachers who had been celebrating the October 7th massacre in a Telegram group with some shocking messages, truly shocking, praising the attack, sharing videos, incitement. It's been a huge issue for UNRWA. We've even found rockets in some of their schools. Can you talk a bit about that?
Yes, I will tell something even worse. We have the Mossad and the Shabak, the intelligence forces of Israel, have actually shown that some of the terrorists who took actions on 7th of October are actually was UNRWA workers. It's devastating that a peace organization are taking place in crimes against humanity, in the most horrible things that have been done to any human being over the world in the last decade. So this is our UNRWA organization.
Shifting gears just a little bit, what has the impact of this war been on the economy here in Israel? And do you believe that this prolonged state of war will have a detrimental effect on the Israeli economy over time?
You know, I'm actually very optimistic point of view on that. We can see that the Israeli bursa is very stable. We can see that the shekel is very stable, and it's a very, very nice, facts about the Israeli economy. And something else that is very interesting also. Usually when a country has a war, the real estate prices are getting low very fast. But we saw that in Israel, not only that they didn't get lower.
They're not helping me buy a house here.
I know, no, they're just getting even, you know, in some cities in Israel that they even increased. So, but it showed that the citizens in Israel have a strong belief in this country. They keep working very, very difficult, even in the front of the economical war. And if any investor are watching me, I'm telling you, put your money on Israel. It's a good investigation. It's a good investigation. And even something more, I believe that if eventually the taxes will be decreased in Israel, and therefore it's the best investigations.
Thank you, Stella, for your take on these issues. Well, thank you so much, Stella.
Thank you.